Good morning, everybody. T from Focus Trades, and I want to go over a really simple breakout setup that I took yesterday in Netflix that quickly led to a 150% return on my options. I'm still holding this position heading into today's session, and I'll actually be looking to take more positions in Netflix today. But what I want to do is just quickly go over this setup, the thought process behind it, and how easy it can be. And I don't like to use the word easy when I talk about trading a lot, but you can make the game a lot simpler for yourself when you put in that preparation work to identify the key levels of support and resistance before the market opens. So I'm sharing this video with you guys on YouTube as well as those in the Focus Trades team in our 6 weeks options course. So our focus yesterday, guys, which we talked about last few days, was whether or not the SPY could get above that 200-day moving average. And we also wanted to observe the price action at the 200-day, which is that red moving average right there. The market was pretty impressive yesterday, though we did see a bit of a pullback into the close. We did close just above that 200. And with the market looking to set to the upside today, it is possible that we start to see a continued pull above and away from that 200. So despite that little pullback towards a close, that's not really anything to be concerned about. As a general statement, excuse me, the market was pretty strong yesterday, and we didn't really see signs of immediate weakness or a big fade at that 200. Now the Qs have a little, bit more of a ways to go until they break their 200, but nonetheless, guys, the S&P 500 is now just above that 200, and it's looking pretty strong. So what we were focusing on yesterday, guys, was Netflix and the levels of support and resistance that we talked about, both, in the morning live stream, and then when we hopped on a live stream real quick around lunchtime, was that level of 355 resistance. So patiently waited yesterday for a move above this level of resistance here at 355 to take a position in Netflix. And if you take a look back, guys, we're going back pretty much, beginning of this year, a few weeks into the year. After Netflix made a big gap to the upside, 355 then became an immediate and pretty consistent level of support. Despite the huge gap to the upside here, it was resistance. It's early, guys, bear with me. Resistance. After Netflix gapped up on that big move there, 355 became a very clear level of resistance. Couldn't break it there, couldn't break it here in this whole range. We saw a pullback, and though we did trade just above it temporarily, we saw some big selling come in and push us right back below that 355. So 355 was that level of resistance. We broke really weak move back below. So 355 has been a really important price level for Netflix. So my game plan yesterday, guys, and what we discussed in the live stream, rather than trying to get a position filled and, get involved here in the mess of this range, let's wait until we get a super clear, very strong move above 355 for Netflix. And here's the key. This is what I'm always preaching to the team, is that we want to time our trades in any individual stock with a move in the overall market. So the green light for me to take this breakout trade in Netflix needed to be that the entire bigger picture, the SPY, the Qs, and the rest of tech were strong as well. So I want to get that bigger picture confirmation to make sure that I have the wind at my back. So the S&P 500 was certainly supportive of me taking that breakout trade. The Qs were certainly supportive of that. And then Netflix's peers, the big tech names, you got Amazon. Amazon was super strong. Google was super strong, so on and so on. It wasn't just a breakout trade in Netflix. It was a group move for the market for big tech. And that's where I like to take my individual trades. So it's all good and well that Netflix is breaking above 355 here, but the real key was that I timed that entry with a move across the board. I could have bought in the SPY, the Qs, Amazon, Google, you name it, and still walked away with a profit. So here's what I did, guys. When we broke above that level on that big strong bar right there, that's when I took my position. And we'll take a look here at the options chain. Where is she? All right, so what I did, guys, when it broke above 355 was I went and I bought some 367.5 calls that expired this week. Now keep in mind, 367 is a bit aggressive in terms of going out of the money. That's really playing, a really big potential move. However, because of such a good entry and because I position size appropriately, if the trade doesn't work, it's not going to be a bad situation for me. However, because I did go out of the money, to a good extent, I'm already up 150% on this move, and that could double once again this morning on a little bit of a stronger move. And, before the end of the week, guys, if we can break above, 360 today, if we can break above that level, there's nothing stopping, Netflix from making a 2% move higher, putting my calls at that 367 level in the money. And at that point, we're looking at a 3, 4, possibly 500% or bigger return. So super small position. I think it only cost me about $190 to get into the trade. However, take a look at the chain here, I'm already up $263. So while out of the money options can be, very aggressive, just as quick as they can double, they can go to zero. When you have the time and the skill and you have the go-to trades and, you have your process down to a T, you can utilize, the crazy leverage of those out of the monies to make big returns with very small positions. Netflix continues to trade higher today, tomorrow, and hell, even into Friday. I could be looking at $1,000 plus profit on a $190 position. So I bought 2 calls here, guys, at $88 a piece. They're at about $220 right now. So beautiful move so far. But the true importance of this, guys, was waking up early, identifying the key levels of resistance. When you know that level of 355 is resistance going all the way back to the second week of January, you can put a game plan together for that level. Now, I'm pretty sure we made a quick profit going back a few weeks when it broke above there temporarily. You identify those key levels, guys. Profitable trading comes from preparation. Remember that. Profitable trading comes from preparation. You identify the key levels of support and resistance. You wait for moves above, below, or off of those key levels of support or resistance. And then the true key, guys, is to sit back and take that bird's eye view and make sure that, hell, when I'm buying Netflix on that breakout, the cues are strong. The SPY is strong. Amazon over here was strong. Boeing was moving higher. Google was strong. When the whole group, when you get that big picture confirmation that the whole market is just chugging to the upside and the wind is at your back, that's when that breakout trade in Netflix becomes an incredibly low risk, potentially high reward. So game plan for today, going to pay attention to this level of 360-ish, 360 plus resistance. And I'm going to hold on to the calls I already bought. And I'm more than open-minded to taking another breakout trade, maybe buying some 370 strike calls on a move above that bigger picture resistance there for Netflix. But again, guys, keep in mind, market just above that 200-day moving average. We want to see a continued move above and away from that moving average for Netflix to be able to continue a sustained move here. So that's my thoughts on that setup, guys. Up about 150% on this position heading into today. Looking forward to see how things shake out.